Engine takes 2 quarts or 2 liter of 20 W50 motor oil. In order to put the oil in, you put it right here through this yellow cap. By opening it, you'll be able to put the oil in, and then come onto the right side. To check your oil level, this is your oil dipstick. You put your finger in here, you pull it out, and you check the level right there. You can see F, which stands for full. Okay, and in order to put the dipstick in, you do not turn the dipstick around. Same way that you pull it out, you put it back in. If I pull this out and I turn it around, it would not go in. So the same direction that you pull the dipstick out, same direction you put it back in, and you push it all the way in till it clicks. Okay, this is to put oil in the pump. You use a 15 W40 grade. In order to check the oil for the pump, you look through this window. There is a red dot. Halfway full is perfect. It's a perfect level of oil for the pump. This is your blower, the blue part. This is the one that creates suction or vacuum. You can see the oil level in here through this window. And the blower uses oil 75 W90. This is your engine oil filter, which you can easily unscrew it. Every 35 to 50 hours, you replace the engine oil and you change the filter. In order to remove the engine oil, this red hose here is connected to the bottom of the engine. You have it through here coming out, and then you can drain the oil here, the old oil. After that, you put Teflon, you put the plug back on, and then once you're done, you put 2 liter of 20 W50 oil in here, of course after changing your filter into a new one. To drain and change the oil for the pump every 35 to 50 hours, just like the engine, this is your oil drainage hose. You remove it from here, and then you'll be able to pour the oil, the old oil, out into a cup. And then once you're done, you put Teflon on this plug, tie it, but you make sure you put this hose back in here. If you have this hose freely hanging here, it will touch the hot muffler and it will burn the hose. And as a result of it, you have all your pump oil drained out, and that will cause damages to your pump. So before starting the engine, after you replace the pressure pump oil with a fresh oil of 15 W40, you make sure you secure this hose inside of this clip right here, so it will not move and fall on top of the hot exhaust. For the blower or your vacuum system, as we said, you check the oil level here. If you need to replace the oil, this red hose, it's long enough for you to extend it out and pour the old oil out of the vacuum system into a container. And once you're done, you replace it with 8 ounce, right?
Yes.
8 ounce of 75 W80, which you place the oil from the top here. Now, once you're done putting the new oil in, you make sure this red hose, it's secure underneath here. Not touching any hot part. These areas that get hot. Or you can have it also placed underneath the blower. For safety. That way your drainage hose will not touch the hot piping. So make sure this is separated from
In
the hot
order to
plate.
remove the top of the recovery tank, this is where your recovered dirty water from the cleaning comes in. It's a very simple procedure. By lifting the top of the lid in this position, you should be able to disconnect this union. Remove the hose. Now you should be able to remove the top of the tank. To put it back down, you put the top of the tank in. You bring this union here. At the same time, you lift the back of the tank in this position. Then you come to my left side, come back here by having this piping right there. You tie your union complete on. Till it's all completely covers all the threads. So when you get towards the end, you lift up the back of the pump a little bit more. You'll be able to tie it all the way. Once it's completely shut, you drop the top of the tank down. Going to the front, this is your main key, which basically as you turn the key on, you have lights coming on. You can have your sub 12 DC pump sub tank to operate because it gets power by this key being left on. Then you can also turn your chemical pump on, so you have power there. Now this right here, starting from the top with the key on, this controls the lights on the top heat exchangers. If you want them on, you simply leave it on. If not, you just have it shut off. Okay, so starting from the top, this is your engine air filter, which you can remove the nut right here. You'll be able to replace it when it gets dirty. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and remove it. There's your engine air filter, which you can remove it like this by removing these nuts. You'll be able to remove this top, change it, put the new one back in, tie these nuts. As you put this cover back on, it should line up with that stud and allow this top to completely go down and nicely get secured, not moving. All right, coming down here, this is your choke, which we're going to get to it once we start the engine. What this does, it allows the engine, while it's cold and has not been working for a few hours, to suck in extra fuel into the filter and allow the engine to start. This right here, the one at the bottom, it is called your throttle control or your speed control. In order to use this throttle, which is very sensitive, this speed control is very sensitive, always make sure you put your 4 fingers here as the support, and then use your thumb. As you go to the left, while the engine is running, you will hear the engine is speeding up. And how can you see your engine speed? Through this digital clock right here. Okay, so this is the key. This is the main key that basically starts the machine. On, start, off. On, that means system is on. Start, off. Okay, this is your choke, which basically allows extra fuel to come into the engine to start, and this is your speed control. In order to operate these, as I said, use your 4 fingers as a support here and use your thumb. That way you'll be able to slowly move it to the left or right. Okay, starting from that end, this is your sub tank 12 DC pump. Let's go and see where it is. This is that switch operates this pump, which basically what it does, it takes water from the sub tank, which is the tank below, takes it, after filters it, pressurizes it, and as we follow this hose, gives it to the machine where it says water inlet. Okay, without water being connected and turned on, the machine will not operate for safety. So as we turn this key on, remember we have to have power, so we turn the key on. Now we'll be able to turn the sub-tank 12 DC pump on. If we come here, you can hear it running. And basically takes the water from the tank and gives it to the machine to operate. How do we know we have a good amount of water coming in? You should see a green light coming on which says water, green line. All right, we're gonna go ahead and shut this off. Okay, so we talked about the sub-tank 12 DC pump. Again, in order to operate, you have to have the key on. We're done with that. Now we're gonna go with the chemical pump. Our chemical pump is here. This is in case if you need to run any kind of rinse agent, or if you need to descale the machine, you can use that pump. What we did, we have a ball of water just to show you how it operates. This clear hose that's connected to the pump, you have it inside of any kind of rinse agent or water or descaling that you want to use. And as you come to the front, we're turning the key on again. You're gonna have power. So if I turn the chemical pump on, the chemical is gonna operate. The only way for it to operate if you use chemical. How? By opening this knob right here. It shows you this operating. Let's go and hear it. Now the best ratio to do rinse, you notice right here, right now you're at you're about 6 gallons per hour. The best ratio is to have it down all the way to 1.5 or 2. A very low injection of chemical into the system. So we're gonna go ahead and shut it off. So we're gonna use it. If you're not using the chemical pump, make sure this knob is completely off clockwise. You're gonna hear the pump doesn't run no more for safety. Because if you have it on, you're gonna be constantly using chemical even if you don't want to use them. So make sure this knob is off and the chemical switch is off.